Welcome back. What if I told you that one single 90-minute match could completely define an entire World Cup journey for Team USA? Well, today, we're looking at exactly that. We are breaking down a massive, literally tournament-defining 2026 World Cup group stage clash, the United States facing off against Paraguay. We've taken all the expert tactical analysis out there and distilled it right into this explainer for you.
All right, let's just jump right in with the million-dollar question that is on everyone's mind. Can the U.S. men's national team capitalize on their massive home advantage to secure a crucial opening victory? Getting off to a winning start in a World Cup group stage is, well, it's pretty much everything. It sets the tone, it builds your momentum, and honestly, it dictates whether you're going to comfortably advance or spend the rest of the group stage just fighting for your tournament life.
We are walking into an incredibly intense environment here. Enormous pressure, home turf, millions of people watching around the globe. I mean, the stakes for Team USA absolutely could not be higher. They're going to have tens of thousands of screaming fans right there in the stadium, basically carrying the expectations of an entire host nation on their shoulders. It is the ultimate pressure cooker. Section 1, high stakes at home. You know, this isn't just your average game. It's a profound clash of philosophies. We've got the USA's whole identity of fast passing and constant movement colliding head-on with Paraguay's fiercely disciplined, compact defense and counterattack. It's classic, right? The unstoppable force meeting the immovable object. Section 2, USA, speed and energy. Look, we're talking about one of the most talented US squads in history here. American soccer has grown so incredibly fast over the last few years. We aren't just talking about domestic talent anymore either. This is a squad packed to the brim with players who are actively competing and actually succeeding in the absolute top European leagues. They've got the pedigree, and they definitely have the sheer technical skill to just relentlessly stretch the pitch. So what are their specific weapons? The core strengths of this team are their speed, their energy, that fast passing, and relentless movement. And of course, all of that is fueled by massive home support. The Americans, they want to overwhelm their opponents. They want to create this barrage of chances by rapidly moving the ball and themselves. And when you mix that natural attacking energy with the deafening roar of a passionate American crowd, they're going to be playing with a massive surge of extra confidence. But, and you know there's always a but when we talk about the World Cup, the danger is real. Just one defensive mistake changes everything. Despite all of that incredible attacking talent, the US absolutely has to stay calm under pressure. In these major international tournaments, the margins are razor thin. If they lose focus at the back and make a critical error in those really pivotal transition moments, all of that attacking energy can be completely undone in seconds. Section 3, Paraguay, discipline, and defense. Now, Paraguay is kind of the tactical antagonist of this story, and their entire identity is built on the counterattack. Staying compact, waiting for mistakes, and then striking fast. Historically, they are known for their immense discipline, their tight organization, and incredibly strong defending. They'll often deploy this suffocating low block, using a deeply experienced squad that knows exactly how to handle the pressure of big, hostile matches. Trust me, they won't be intimidated by the American crowd. They're going to absorb the pressure, stay tightly grouped, and just wait for the perfect moment. And that brings us to the crucial point of their strategy, waiting for the US to leave space behind. Paraguay's entire game plan relies heavily on the United States just becoming a little too aggressive. If the US pushes way too many players forward trying to score for those home fans, they are going to leave massive gaps in their defense. And that is exactly the trap Paraguay is hoping they walk right into. It's literally like a spider waiting in a web. There's a quote that serves as a really stark warning here. One moment of brilliance could completely change the game. The American team absolutely cannot, under any circumstances, underestimate Paraguay. Because here's the thing. Paraguay doesn't need 20 chances to win a game. They just need to capitalize on one single opportunity. One momentary lapse in American concentration, and boom, they flip the entire script. Section 4, the midfield battle. We really have two main scenarios that could play out here. In scenario 1, the USA dominates the ball, which means Paraguay defends deep. If the American midfields can successfully control possession and really dictate the tempo, they're going to create a relentless wave of chances. And in this scenario, Paraguay could honestly end up spending the vast majority of the 90 minutes desperately defending their own penalty box. But contrast that with scenario 2. If Paraguay wins the midfield battle, we are looking at a highly frustrated US attack. If Paraguay's experienced midfielders can manage to disrupt the American passing, slow the pace of the game down to a crawl, and force a much grittier physical style, well, that's going to heavily frustrate the US team and the home crowd. And that plays perfectly into Paraguay's hands. Okay, I want you to burn this number into your memory right now, 20. Fans have to pay incredibly close attention to the first 20 minutes of this match. Why? Because this specific opening window is going to reveal everything. It's going to clearly show us which of those two midfield scenarios is actually playing out and which team is truly taking control of the rhythm of the game. Section 5. Final match prediction.
Let's look at the tail of the tape here one last time. In the USA corner, you've got the roaring home crowd and absolute attacking confidence. In the Paraguay corner, you have a squad that is fiercely organized and arguably tougher than a brick wall to break down. It is pure offensive firepower going head-to-head with unyielding defensive resilience.
So what gives, right? Ultimately, the sheer speed and American attacking power may be the difference maker here. The youthful energy and the offensive talent of the US, when you combine it with that home field adrenaline, well, it should give them the decisive edge they need to finally overcome that Paraguayan wall. And that leads us to our bold final prediction for this clash. We are officially calling for a very hard-fought, really tense, but ultimately successful 2-1 victory for the United States. It is not going to be easy, not by a long shot, but the analysis points to the US walking away with those crucial 3 points. However, we always have to respect the magic of the tournament, right? In the World Cup, surprises happen literally all the time. Absolutely nothing is guaranteed in international soccer. All it takes is one slip, one brilliant counterattack, or one defensive mistake for the entire script to be completely flipped on its head. Which leaves us with this final question for you. Will the USA start its massive World Cup campaign with a triumphant victory, or will Paraguay execute their tactical masterclass and completely shock the home crowd? We really want to hear from you. Drop your own predictions down below, and make sure you subscribe to this explainer so you don't miss any of our deep dive coverage as we continue to break down all the biggest matchups. Thanks for learning with us today.